Hello everyone and welcome to our brand new YouTube channel, Algarve Appetite. And I'm Portuguese Jimmy. I'm sitting today on the balcony at our house here in Pêra, which is pretty much central in the Algarve, just along the road from Albufeira. And as you can see from the background here, we're just preparing for a beautiful sunset. As always, it's the kind of beginning of spring, so it's not piping hot, but the weather's just perfect. So I wanted to give you a quick introduction to the channel, tell you what you can expect, and also just introduce myself and tell you a little bit about my journey getting here. So let's start with the name, Portuguese Jimmy. So the observant among you will probably notice that I don't sound particularly Portuguese, and that's because I'm not. I'm Scottish. So, all my life, I was known in Scotland as Jim. And then in October 2021, we moved to Portugal and met a lot of locals over here. And for some reason, every single one of them referred to me as Jimmy. So, I am Scottish Jim and Portuguese Jimmy. So that's where it comes from. So what's the purpose of the channel? Well, over the past couple of years we've been in Portugal, we've had a lot of guests and friends and things coming over, both to see us directly and stay at the house, or maybe they've just come to the Algarve for a holiday. And we're always trying to find new places to entertain our guests, or we get questions from people that are coming to the area and say, where's the best place to eat? Can I get some British fish and chips? Is there a Chinese takeaway you'd recommend? So my son Liam finished university a couple of years ago and has a very good degree in media production. I have quite a lot of camera and audio equipment from previous little projects and businesses I've worked on. So it seemed like an ideal opportunity for us to work together, provide something which hopefully will be useful to a wider audience. The idea is we're going to go out on a twice weekly basis to sample an entire spectrum of food and restaurants, cafes, this type of thing. And also maybe even we'll be doing some home cooking here and sharing some recipes of some of the fantastic Portuguese dishes that we've taken on board since we moved here. So the idea of the channel is exactly that, is to provide information maybe to local English-speaking Portuguese, to expats who live here, live in the area, to holidaymakers from the UK and around the world that are coming to experience this beautiful country, its wonderful culture, and its fantastic cuisine. So the format that we've come up with, as I say, is Liam will be sitting behind the camera and dealing with all the technical stuff, and I'll have the great opportunity of sampling all the food, telling you about my thoughts about the restaurant, the staff, what's the service like, is there any kind of quirky information about the location or the owners or the background to the place, this type of thing. We'll be able to provide you with some really good, hopefully good cinematic type images of the local area and attractions, that type of thing. We're going to focus on trying to provide some kind of grade or score. So you'll all be familiar with sites like TripAdvisor or Google that provide different star ratings. So as a bit of a light-hearted approach, we've decided that we're going to award each establishment Jimmy stars. The better the experience, the more Jimmy stars that the restaurant or the establishment will receive. And maybe when we do a review of a restaurant that specializes in, say, seafood, then at the end of the video, we'll compare the Jimmy stars that restaurant received with similar restaurants that also specialize in seafood. In terms of location, I mentioned previously that we're in a little town called Pêra. For those of you who know the area, we're about 15 minutes from Albufeira and about 6 or 7 minutes from Almaçal de Pêra. So we're a nice location here, some beautiful beaches and lots of restaurants. So our plan is obviously to start closer to home to start off with. So our first handful of reviews will probably be in Armazao, in Pêra, and Albufeira. But then over time, we will basically go the whole length and breadth of the Algarve, from the Spanish border right the way through to the west coast. As I mentioned previously, we hope to cover a wide range of cuisines. We're not going to just specialize on traditional Portuguese, because we realize a lot of people come into the area, may want to try that, but may also just want some dining experiences of food that they used to. So we'll be looking at, traditional British fish and chips, maybe the good Indian restaurants around here, kebab shops, seafood places, and of course, lots and lots of traditional, high quality Portuguese restaurants. Let me tell you a little bit about our family's journey coming to Portugal, because I'm sure maybe many of you are thinking about this or have talked about it in the past. So, as I mentioned, and as my accent suggests, myself and my family are Scottish. My wife and I have been together 30 years, and we built our home in the small Fife town of Auchtermuchty. It is a real place, although many people think it's a joke. So Auchtermuchty is how that's pronounced. And we'd lived there, as I say, for many, many years in our family home. For various different reasons, we decided in 2021 that we wanted a complete change. And I came to the conclusion that my day job, which is in IT and computing, could be done anywhere in the world as long as I had a mobile phone, an internet connection, and a laptop. And rather than sitting in cold and wet Auchtermuchty, we decided that it would be kind of nice to move to a place where the sun shines for 300 days a year. So I moved here in October 2021 with my daughter, who's 18. Her name is Danielle, or Danny. My son, Liam, who's 25. My wife, Amanda, whose age will not be disclosed. And my mother-in-law, Sadie. Originally, we came with 2 dogs called Coco and Tanzel. And since we've arrived in the last 2 years, we've adopted a Serra da Estrela, which is a Portuguese mountain dog. So her name is D, as in the letter D, as in short for dog. So that's D-Dog that we have. We have 2 beautiful cats called Nova and Isabel. And we're hoping to get some chickens soon as well for fresh eggs. So life in Portugal for us has just been fantastic. I'm a very keen cook. I love experimenting with different cuisines. So coming here has been great for that. The fruit and veg here is light years above what we have in Scotland. And on top of that, I'm also a keen gardener. So we have a lot of land here, and we have started to grow our own vegetables, so tomatoes, onions, potatoes, all these type of things. So hopefully as we go forward in the channel, we'll share some personal recipes with you and do some outdoor cooking. So before we upload our first video, which, spoiler, is the 1st of May, I thought I would put together some of these more personal type videos, just explaining a little bit about myself and my family and, our background in Portugal. I would really appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to our channel. Most importantly, stay tuned for the next video and for our first restaurant review, which, as I say, will be 1st of May 2024. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.